So 2 weeks ago, we watched The Odd Couple.
We did.
And you had never seen it. And you enjoyed it. I mean, you scored it an 8.5 out of 10.
Sure did.
Which feels like the natural question now is, have you seen The Odd Couple 2?
Oh, yeah. I went and watched it the next day.
Oh, dick.
Nah, I'm kidding you. I don't watch it.
Oh, so you haven't seen it?
No.
Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
All right. Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba da bum ba da.
Yeah, we watched the film. But that's not preamble.
Bum ba dum ba da.
Let's talk about what we did on the weekend.
Bum ba da.
What happened?
So, I mean, you know what's funny? Earlier today, I recorded an episode with Pete, and I told the story.
Oh, did you already?
Well, I mean,
Damn it.
it was, you already know the story.
It was our story to tell.
Yeah, but Pete needed to know the story.
It would have been funner if you found it on the podcast. You
Oh.
ruined it. You're the worst.
Oh. So anyways.
On top of that, it wasn't your story to tell. It was my story to tell. It happened to me. I did it. It was my story.
Yeah.
I'm a little butthurt now.
Okay.
You're a dick.
Not as butthurt as the guy who got his butt slapped.
No, he got it good.
If you want to know...
We're like best friends now.
If you want to know what we're talking about, go listen to the beginning of the Wolves episode review.
The what?
Wolves. WOLFS. It is a action comedy, brand new action comedy starring Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Oh, is it about werewolves?
No, it's about, Pulp Fiction?
I mean, yeah.
You know Harvey Keitel's character in it, the cleaner, the guy that's you pay money. There's no one like him, and you pay him money, and he comes in and he fixes problems. He cleans up messes, so it's like they never happened. Well, these two characters play that sort of role, right? So George. So basically, what happens? This is in the trailer. There's someone dies in a hotel room. This woman calls George Clooney's character in because he's the guy you call, and he comes in and he's a specialist, and there's nobody that can do what he does. And shortly after he arrives and he's beginning to get to work, Brad Pitt shows up. Brad Pitt is also one of the guys you call. But these two guys work alone and don't work together and have never met each other. And
They're
so
each other's competition.
Basically. And so then the film ensues from there.
Chaos ensues. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, hello and welcome to the Movie Men Podcast.
WD. B stands for butts. That
Okay.
I slapped. I'm really a little bit ticked that you told that story.
Tell the story again.
No, you ruined it. No,
Okay.
I'm not going to do it. You
All right.
You ruined it already.
All right. Like that time we had a movie list and I said, don't look it up. And then you went and looked it up.
No, this is
then you ruined
completely
that?
different.
Okay.
This is completely different. Because we agreed, we had talked at the...
No.
We talked at the golf course. And it was discussed that we would tell the story.
No.
And I said it would be funny if Pete found out about it through the podcast. Through us.
Well, you certainly
listening.
didn't say that to me. What happened
certainly
was
did.
you were walking past down the ramp and I beckoned you over because you were...
No, you're just telling the story again.
Listen, the golf tournament was... No, I'm telling you, this is post the story. You were walking past, the tournament was about to start. It's a tournament at a place for where you work, and so you had stuff on the go. You were busy. I beckoned you over in the passing, and you were still laughing about it, and I said, and I quote, "You know this is going to turn into a story for the podcast, right?" And you went, "Yeah." and then kept walking.
And I said that it would be funny if Pete found out about it when he listened to the podcast.
Well, I ignored that part.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So,
dick.
That's Carl.
Moving on. This is Brady, the story ruiner stealer.
And we're back with another.
Stole a Peteism there.
You can tell we're like, but we were in each other's weddings. Carl and I were thick as thieves. There's no ill blood at all. We're back with another movie review.
Yeah.
Sort of a follow-up to the film I had you watch last time. Sort of the conclusion of another series.
Yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
A series of films.
Technically.
Yeah. And so we watched The Odd Couple 2, the 1998 film.
Mm-hmm.
The Odd Couple 2, also starring Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, reprising their roles as Oscar Madison and Felix Unger. It's been 30 years, not only between films coming out, but also 30 years in world. And yeah, it's same character types. Felix is still
Felix.
Neurotic, clean freak, hypochondriac.
They haven't grown at all.
Pain in the ass. And Oscar Madison is still a total slob. However, he has moved to Sarasota, Florida. And at this point, although it's been 30 years since the events of the first film, it's been 17 years since they've seen each other. And Oscar's son, Brucey, who we actually hear him talk to on the phone as a young boy in the first one, is getting married to Felix's daughter, Hannah. And so they must meet up at an airport and kind of planes, trains, and automobiles their way across the country to get to the wedding. So initial impressions?
Yeah.
All right. It's a mixed bag for me, this film. What I will say, and I'm torn, and I'm not confident right now what my score at the end is going to be. I think as amazing as Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon always are, there is a certain unique and enhanced quality about their chemistry as older men. Right? There's a certain level of comedy that is brought out when they're older. Having said that, I think that this film, although has some really funny moments, sort of falls into the trope of a lot of other 90s comedies. Like, it feels very much like a 90s comedy, and almost sort of like a 90s comedy sequel, maybe, right? Like, it feels like one of the direct-to-home video, like Beethoven Third, or something like that, right? It's got a real 90s comedy kind of simple cookie cutter formula that it follows. And I also think that there is a little bit of a dynamic lost in that they are, Oscar is a slob and Felix is a neat freak, but out on the road, there's not really a lot of opportunity for them to play into that. Yeah. And for me, the best part of the film is almost like, I want the film to kind of start where it ends, right? Where I'm like, oh shit, it's happening again. Right? Felix is moving in with Oscar. Now, they're older now, so it's going to be different,
a little bit
antics.
Yeah.
But yeah, you lose a little bit of that dynamic, and for me, actually, the most exciting part of the film is the end. Is the end and the beginning is seeing Oscars. He's running the poker game. The food selections are not great. He's not a great host. He's a slob. He drops the garbage out his window. Stuff like that. So, anyways, I'm a mixed bag. and I'm hoping that talking through this is going to help me arrive at some sort of
solidify
a more,
your mindset.
What do you think of this sequel?
So for me, I would say that like going into, I've seen some of their stuff prior. Like I've seen Grumpy and Grumpier Old Men, for sure. I haven't seen these ones. That's fine, whatever. But so I know that dynamic, and I would agree with you. The fact that it's kind of like a road trip movie,
so 90s,
from going from the first movie to this one, there is definitely a dynamic that is lost between these two specific characters.
Yeah.
Because of what you mentioned about, like, there's not really an opportunity to have the neurotic clean freak get neurotic over the slob.
You get the hypochondriacness, and you get the ladies' man who doesn't care about the or isn't empathetic to the hypochondriacness, but the other dynamics of their characters are lost.
But it really isn't a road trip movie, because this movie is easily broken up into a series of misadventures.
Yeah.
Right. That are like, this movie almost doesn't have a traditional 3-act set.
Not really, no.
Right. Your first act would be he finds out his son's getting married, and then the second act starts when they're at the airport, which is 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the two main characters meet, this is the beginning of the misadventures. And then it's literally like small story, beginning to end. Next, what happens next? Small story, beginning to end. And then the third act is the wedding on.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe stretch it a little further and say that the second act begins when they lose the rent-a-car. Right, because now they're on foot, and their mishaps are... That's where the mishaps really take off.
Well, the first mishap is the luggage, but that doesn't really hit home till the car, so...
Yeah, it's more of a setup.
It doesn't take away from your point.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's a clear, definitive. I'm saying you could argue... It would be a stretch, but you could probably stretch it out to there.
Yeah, that's where the misadventures really begin. So I think that would be a solid act.
But then, third act is actually arriving at the house in San Molina.
Yeah, it's a short act.
Yeah.
But the fact that the whole second act feels like a bunch of acts in themselves is kind of odd.
Well, and it's very planes, trains, and automobile.
Yes,
right? It's very
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's a knock. I mean, it's worked for it worked for planes, trains, and automobiles. It worked for Due Date. It's worked for lots of movies. It's a bit of a trope, but sometimes tropes work.
Yep.
And they work really well when they're done well.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So what do you want to talk about? I mean, so you mentioned Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men.
Right.
I think as much as I love The Odd Couple, I mean, I just love Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. But I think that both Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men are superior films to The Odd Couple 2.
It's been ages since I've seen them.
Yeah.
So I couldn't speak to that, but
it'd be fun to do a rewatch at some point. But yeah, it I don't know. They do feel like the characters again. Right? Like in some ways they just feel like old Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
But there is enough of that little, whether it's bringing stuff back like Jack Lemmon clearing his sinuses.
I had that wore on me.
Did it?
It did. When the first time he does it on the airplane.
That's funny.
That's good. That works. Okay. Oh, this is because it's kind of like, all right, this is kind of the guy he is.
Just yanking you back into that
exactly,
world.
Really easily pull me back into the world and who this character is. Then he does it again in the restaurant when they pull over for dinner. And at that point, I was just like, is this going to be a running thing?
Right.
Right. It immediately grated me.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember. Does he do it in the bar
with
the
like
ladies? I don't think he does. I think he only does it the three. He does it one more time when he kisses his ex-wife.
Right. A little bit.
And that one I thought was
more of a sneeze.
It was kind of the same thing though.
Yeah.
And that one I liked. I thought that one. So that second one at the restaurant.
Just that one tried.
It really bothered me. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But regardless, they feel like the same characters.
Absolutely.
Just 30 years later, old men version of those characters. I feel like that's sort of where a lot of, like, obviously there's the poker game, which is paralleling the first one.
Yeah.
There's, they're staying true to the fact that Oscar Madison is a sports nut. He's a sports writer.
Yeah.
But now for the world's shittiest team.
Yeah. Some sort of, what are they? Pete would know this better than we do. They do like summer league, like the major leagues do like summer league.
Is it like a beer league?
Well, they like in the off season or just before the season starts, a lot of the major league teams, like the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm pretty sure, go to Florida.
Oh, do they?
For like preseason warm-ups and tryouts
dick around
or whatever.
And okay.
To get ready. It kind of feels like a lower level of that.
Yeah.
And a lot lower level because it's like a whole shticky bit.
All that banter is fun, right? With Walter Matthau going, the guy, his friends like maybe they should lay down a bunt. Oh, are you kidding me? These guys couldn't lay down a coppet.
Yeah. Now he's swinging too hard.
Now he's swinging.
Don't hate on him. He's keeping everybody cool.
Yeah, he's like, the crowd. He says, what crowd? We could all go home in one car. Yeah. So all of that stuff's good. Hey Oscar, we're short one man for tonight. Well, why don't you ask Abe? He's a short man, right? Like all of that feels like epic, iconic Walter Matthau. I still like, I like Jack Lemmon in this. And I think there's something to be said for the fact, like the 90s was almost this big resurgence for Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau because in the course of like 5 years, they did Grumpy Old Men, Grumpier Old Men, a movie called Out to Sea, and The Odd Couple 2 together. Right. Hollywood was sort of on the elderly.
These guys are hilarious.
As old men, these guys are really funny together, dynamic.
Right.
And I think there's something to be said about the fact that there's no today equivalent.
Well, I think there will be in a few years.
Who like a duo or just
Yeah. When Will Smith and what's his name?
Where are you going with this? What?
Will Smith and I'm looking at. He's not even in the first couple names. Who's Will Smith's right hand man in Bad Boys?
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. Look, he's not even like the cast. He's not even the second name. Like he should have second.
Yeah, you've got another 20 years before they're the ages that Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau are.
Why is Martin? Where's Martin Lawrence's name on this list? How is he not? Oh my goodness!
It's a Mandela effect. He's not actually in the film.
He's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I Google searched cast of Bad Boys 1, and he's the co-star, and he's the 11th row down.
It's rough. And the rows have 2, 4, 6, 8 people in them.
Oh, mine have 3, but
Oh, okay.
I'm on my phone.
But yeah, so
my God,
2,
he's
4,
way down there.
6, 8, 10.
He's
12,
underneath people
14.
that are like henchman 1, store clerk, chef at the door.
He's on Google.
Oh, poor guy.
On Google, and again, this is the problem with. I always say this is a problem with looking up films or casting on Google.
And not going straight to like IMDb.
He's 39th. He's listed 39th.
So bad.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Anyway,
off topic.
But yeah, they're still 20 years out from being the ages.
But that they could be like they've got that kind of dynamic where.
But Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, like neither of them had some of the controversy that like Will Smith has.
No.
Right.
But if you're like, if we're throwing out names that could have that comedic duo as two funny old guys,
maybe
like that's kind of what they are in Bad Boys. Like Will Smith's kind of the slob playboy.
Yeah.
And he's the Martin Lawrence is the
kind
of straight-laced married man.
And possibly, but there's something like there's something really endearing about Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau like they
I'm not
feel
saying
like,
they would surpass them.
No,
You're just,
but they felt it was like it was a point in time where big movies, I mean big movies, but like Grumpy Old Men and like, you know, leading duo casting was being given to these two men in their 70s that felt like either your own grandfather or a grandfather that you know.
Yeah.
Right? And had that dynamic, had that chemistry. Yeah, and it's just, you know, so then I'd even wager like you know, who are some people who have worked together before but aren't necessarily known as a duo? Because that's the thing too. Like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, yeah, they do the Bad Boys films, but they're not known as a duo outside of that. They're not this like, and we just don't have those.
They only have done Bad Boys
right
together.
You have the people who always, like, you could say like Adam Sandler and his entourage are always in films together.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's ones that I think could do. You know who would actually give it another 15 years, and even though they're still again only known as a duo for one film franchise, but in their 70s, I think could take on this, like, and I think it'll be pretty clear who falls into the shoes of which one. But Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, obviously known as Woody and Buzz Lightyear, but you get 75-year-old Tim Allen sort of in that Walter Matthau role.
Right.
And you get Tom Hanks sort of in that Jack Lemmon role.
Yeah.
Right? You can kind of start to see that because they're like, and again, Will Smith is a major star. Martin Lawrence is not a major star. Like, he's just not.
He was in the 90s.
He was in the 90s, but not now, right? Like he's getting far more excited about what's going to happen to his pocketbook when they announce a new Bad Boys than Will Smith is.
Yeah.
Right? That's a bigger win for Martin Lawrence. Whereas
it's a PR win for Will Smith, though.
And Will Smith is a major star, but I don't know if Will Smith is beloved in the same way that like a Tom Hanks is beloved.
Not since that outrageous slap.
Well, but in this like really endearing, like
I would have
heartwarming you feel
even post slap. I would say there is some of that.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the film.
If you did you grow up on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Not really. I didn't watch.
I would say if
I
you
didn't
grew
watch
up
a lot
on
of it.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you got a soft spot for Will
Yeah,
Smith.
but he's also like 19 when that show starts.
So?
Yeah, I guess. I
It's-
don't know.
it's
Anyways,
that,
we're super off topic.
oh, yeah.
We're super off topic. So The Odd Couple 2. It has a 27% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes,
Wow.
and it has a 56% score
It's a bit of a drop.
from the audience. It is a big drop. And now I wonder if, like, how much of that is a direct comparison to The Odd Couple, right? As not just judging the film on its own merits, but judging the film as a follow-up to a super iconic, beloved film. And then also how much of that is because this is, of those 4 films that I mentioned that these two did in the 90s, this is the last of those 4 films. And so you have 3 other films that have come out very recently with these two in it,
Which stand better on their own.
right?
Yeah.
And so you're also comparing them to that. Now, this is also, and it makes me sad a little bit because, this isn't one of their best films, in my opinion, and it is their last film together before they start, passing away. And so there's that. It's. I'd love to lie to you and say, "Oh no, this is gold. This is an amazing film."
I wouldn't believe you
because I want, there's a part of me that wants the narrative.
It's not that good.
There's a part of me that wants the narrative that they went out on top, right? That they went out with a bang. What are you doing?
Oh, I keep finding crap on your floor. I thought you said you cleaned up.
Well, I did, but then I knew you were coming over, so I wanted to make you feel at home.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I have kids.
Because you have children.
Yeah.
Wow. What? I feel let's be real for a second here. The reason why that can stand as the truth, because before you were married, you would crap on your floor.
Not literal crap.
No, but
Like
you
close.
weren't like if a lady were going to come over that you really wanted to impress, you had some work to do before she arrived.
That was singular bachelor.
Yeah. And then you got married, and normally that might play a role in, okay, all of a sudden, like, oh wow, like my house is like, look, I live in a really nice place because I'm married, and oop, I punched my microphone.
Yeah.
Because I'm married, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't clean up my stuff. But then now you have kids.
I married and had kids.
You married and had kids.
I married into a kid.
And so then the slobby floorness just kind of continues at no fault of your own. That's just what having kids
I
is.
do a lot of work to clean up after those kids.
And then you'll have teenagers, and it will get worse because it'll be hockey gear and laundry.
we're not going to do hockey. That's ridiculous.
And wait, no, but you know what I mean. It'll be all kinds of junk and
I get you.
Pop-Tart wrappers and stuff like that. And then they'll all move out.
And I'll hire a maid.
And by that point, you'll be looking at going into a nursing home, and everything will
Somebody else will clean up my
crap.
crap.
And then everything. Yeah, so you're fine. You're fine. Don't even.
I'm cold.
Don't even sweat it. Yeah.
I'll move in with my kids, and they can clean up after my mess.
So the song is back, obviously.
Yeah, great song.
It's such a good song.
Yeah.
Was it stuck in your head at all?
Well, I was humming it a little bit going down to the bathroom on the way back up. Yeah. After the movie. Yeah. It's a good song.
What else works for you? What worked for you? What didn't work for you?
I thought the window gag was funny. Like
where he goes to toss the melted ice out the window?
The ice and then the peach.
Yeah.
Because Walter tosses the peach
out and the window's closed.
I thought, like, the initial thing is, oh, man, that's hilarious. I did laugh out loud when it happened.
Yeah.
But then, like, shortly after, I'm like, what kind of idiot doesn't know the window's open going 80 kilometers an hour down the road?
Yeah. Well, and that's,
So it's for the gag.
It's a different standards in the 90s.
It does work, and it's funny. but then like a little like it doesn't take a lot of thought and logic to really break it down and make it go, that was kind of really dumb.
It unravels quick.
Yeah.
But
it worked for in the moment.
I mean, there's a lot of really good banter in this one that and jokes and comedic moments that again I feel like work better or maybe only work because they're older. Right? So things like, you know, when they're talking about going back to, you know, he's like, we got to go back and get my suitcase. And Walter Matthau goes, go back? It took us 2 hours to get here. It's going to take another 5 to get back because I don't know how we got here in the first place. Then we're going to have to stop 3 times. 1 for you to go pee, 1 for you to get locked in the bathroom, 1 for you to pay a kid $5 to get you out of the bathroom. Right? Like those are old man
jokes,
goofy arguments that don't work with men in their late 30s, early 40s. Yeah.
It's also like a lot of those work because of the series of unfortunate events.
Right.
Like
the book series.
Yes. Yeah. the continually showing back up at the same police station,
which is funny,
and the rants that happen each time progressively getting more and more ridiculous. And it's
I got a trifecta going. That's funny. The fact that by the time they show back up the third time, the sheriff is just like
he's just lost his mind.
And Jack
I'm trying
Lemmon's
to
like,
run for sheriff.
Yeah, Felix is
can't
like,
run on you guys getting arrested.
Felix
all the time.
is like, don't you want to talk about it? And he's like, no. And Felix is like, not ever.
Yeah.
That stuff's good. I think it's funny that Felix finds, you know, Blanche's sister, who he pursues and wants to, and pursues a relationship. And it's like 2 weeks later, and she's thrown him out.
Yeah.
And he's talking about she was a slob and all that stuff. That stuff's fun. A little bit of a shame, and I think a lot of the actors at this point had maybe passed away. A little bit of a shame that we don't get any familiar faces at the poker table.
Outside of the
Oscar and Felix. Yeah. It's a shame that we don't have some familiar faces at that poker table. Yeah. But again, Oscar has moved to Sarasota.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of mention about how that happened with the paper he worked for being sold.
Yeah, it got shut down, and so he left, and yeah. And he sort of implies, I think, a little bit that he did it to, or makes a joke or tries to blame Felix for that at one point. He's like, why do you think I moved to Florida? He says, we keep this up, I'm going to be in Guatemala. Yeah. I don't know. It's not as good as the first one. No.
I did like kind of when they do finally arrive at the house.
Yeah.
The interactions that happen there, I thought were a lot of fun because they're both there with their ex-wives, and their ex-wives start yelling at them. They start yelling at their ex-wives, and they start yelling at each other's ex-wives. Yeah. And then they're like, "Come here, let's go talk to each other."
Well,
they start yelling at each other, and
that's done brilliantly because we, you know, the setup of the first film is that Felix and Francis are separating, right? And so we get to meet. This is the woman. This is the woman that Walter Matthau's on the phone with. Hello, Francis. Oh yeah, nobody's seen him, right? Like all of that stuff. We also see Oscar on the phone at some point with Blanche, right? Because originally he's talking to his son, Brucey. He's like, keep it down. My kid's calling from California. This must be costing him a fortune. And then he talks to his ex-wife, Blanche, who says he's, 4 weeks or whatever behind on his alimony. And so to be able to see these women from, that we met off screen.
Right.
In the first one that's a nice touch.
Yeah, and then to continue that kind of part of the story.
Yeah.
The Walter's character going to talk his son down off the roof, literally, was a really kind of touching thing, and connecting with the daughter father-daughter scene was really touching.
It's emotional.
Yeah. It was all really well done, and
seeing his daughter in her wedding dress, and you like, it's one of those scenes that puts you in those shoes, and you start thinking about, how would I feel seeing my daughter on her wedding day, right? In her wedding dress, looking stunning.
Absolutely.
Like, absolutely. Just wreck you.
Yeah, and then we get the wedding, and they pretty much wrap the rest of the movie up. Yeah,
I think the best moment in this movie, and I'm going to ask you for your best moment, is that initial, right before the introduction of Felix on the plane, right? He's like, Brucey, if I'm not being too nosy, who the hell are you marrying? Right? And the music starts to swell a little bit. And Bruce goes, well, Pop, hold on to your hat. And he says, I need a hat to hold on to? He's like, she's not one of those 8'4" basketball players, is she? She's whose daughter? Whose? Oh my God. And it's just this, like, it's the combination of the writing, the line delivery, the use of music, the soundtrack. It is the perfect, here we go, right? It's a shame that what follows doesn't deliver. I mean, I think the immediate following, the fact that it opens with Felix going on the plane is like, that's perfect.
Throwing you back into who Felix is.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God, what a
this
jerk.
Is what he's marrying into.
Yeah. But then after that,
does the daughter do that?
So what's your best moment?
I would say I really enjoyed kind of the climax scene of the series of unfortunate events. The third time in the police station. Yeah. Where the police
you were laughing the hardest during that.
Each one of them, all three characters, the Walter Matthau, the police chief, and
Jack Lemmon,
are all just kind of all losing at each other. Walter Matthau's losing it's a little more level-headed than the other two.
Well, and he's also kind of dicking with them a little bit, talking about his betting scores.
And he's just like, that's kind of who he is. He's like very fly by the seat of his pants. I don't care about much. Yeah. Right? So, yeah. That was really fun and hilarious. And yeah. And it is the like, you don't, there's not really any more series of unfortunate events.
No,
until
Felix
Jack Lemmon shows back up at the door in Florida. Yeah, with two suitcases.
And walks in, and there's this great shot of Oscar just like looking at the suitcases, doing the math. Felix. Yeah,
pulls him to the side room. Why did you have the suitcases?
What's with the suitcases? You're not moving back in, are you? Because we did that before and it didn't work out. Yeah. Okay, are you ready to score this?
Sure. Let's do it.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rank?
No. You must.
I gotta go first.
Sir.
Son of a gun.
It's your film.
But I'm the one that doesn't really know.
That's not my problem. Figure it out.
I gave the first one a 9.5. It's still Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau. It is still funny. In some ways, there's an added level of humor because of their age, and the chemistry that had evolved in the 30 years since making the first one. But you do lose some of the comedy in the sense that they're taken out of their element. An element that, like, and sometimes that's a recipe for comedy, is to take people out of their element and drop them in an odd situation. Yeah. However, the element of an apartment is part of what allows their character traits to shine. Perhaps a better sequel would have been It's Been 30 Years. Oscar runs out of money and his apartment is taken away from him, so now he's got to move in with Felix. Right? Like that could have been an easy, believable setup and funny.
Right.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
I do still think it's good. It's certainly not as good, but it's just not as good. But it's still like I would recommend. If someone had no idea who Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau were, and we're looking for a funny movie, I don't necessarily know that this is the one that you recommend. You recommend Grumpy Old Men, or you recommend The First Odd Couple.
Yeah.
However, if you were a Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau fan, and for whatever reason hadn't seen this one, didn't know it existed, blah blah blah, then absolutely, I would say, well, no, it's worth a watch. So yeah, I give it a 7. Which takes my score from a 7.1 to a 7.1.
Sure.
My score didn't change.
Okay. Did you do the math on that? No.
Yeah. It's real hard, eh?
Well, maybe you were just plugging numbers in there to find the number.
No. No. I mean, if that were the case, I would have tried to increase it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What say you, sir?
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you. Yeah. All right. There we go. You did ask me earlier, but it wasn't my turn.
I'm circling back.
It was out of order.
Yeah.
So this is a comedy.
Yeah.
Did it do what a comedy should do? Did it make me sit there and laugh and enjoy my time, kind of de-stress or whatever you want a comedy to do? Absolutely. I thought it was a funny film. The all the kind of all the bits, I would say, and jokes and gags and setups and punchlines, they all land.
Yep.
Right. The window one, I think, is the worst of them, but it still hits.
It's still
I
good.
laughed out loud, and it only kind of afterwards kind of becomes like a bit of a problem.
Right.
But not so much that the gag isn't funny anymore, because it happens again, and I kind of chuckled a little bit inside. I didn't laugh out loud again. Again, I thought, what kind of idiot doesn't know the windows?
Yeah. but I feel like,
but it's still funny.
And most comedies, if you get in and start trying to pick things apart,
you can break things
works.
down easy.
Yeah.
But like all the series of unfortunate events are hilarious. Like even like them standing on the crossroads
and the cars
looking in opposite directions, and the cars whip by, and they're like, "What? Where'd it come from? Where'd it go?"
Yeah, yeah.
Hilarious. I enjoyed it. Like you said, for these characters, it feels a little out of element compared to the first one, because the first one seems to work better for kind of who the characters are. But I don't think if this film started where, like you were saying, you wished this like where this one ends, you wish it would have started there.
Yeah.
I think the film would have been worse off.
It would have just felt like a rehash.
Yeah, it would have felt like a rehash. It would have felt like, let's do some of the same gags, but we're older now, so my knee hurts and I can't do the whole gag or something. Like, it would have felt weaker, I think.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it is kind of a new element, we're seeing them in different contexts, is part of what continues to make these characters funny.
Yeah.
So I don't think it hurts it as much as it seems to hurt it for you. But it's definitely not as funny as the first one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Taking your score from a 6.4 to a 6.6.
Woohoo!
Ooh. Giving us a 0.6 difference between what you think of my films and what I think of your films, and giving us a 0.1 difference on...
It's been 0.1 for a while.
It has. Well, either A, once you have this many numbers in, it takes a while to change averages, or you dicked up the formula.
Right. Formula's right.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah.
What'd you watch this week?
Well, we played golf on Saturday.
Yeah,
so I was like,
how'd you do? Did you ever?
I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of the score.
Listen, I'm by no means. I golf maybe once a year.
I golf once a year.
Maybe once a year. In most cases, it's once every other year because every other year I seem to not be able to make the tournament.
Right.
And all that said, we came without because it was a redneck tournament. You would get strokes taken off if you're dressed up and like all those things.
Yeah.
All of that aside, just like actual true proper golf score, our team of 4 came in 2 under par. And so I'm like, okay.
Well, you used all your cheats too.
We used cheats.
Yeah.
But that was still like we were still happy with that. And then especially because we were talking to a mutual friend of ours, Mike, and I was like, so Mike, how'd you do? And he says, we 11 under par. I golfed like shit. And I'm like,
oh
yeah, that's you should work on that. 11 under par. What a joke. What a joke.
Yeah, get back out to that driving range. Work on that swing.
Try harder
anyway,
pal.
So I watched some One Piece.
Yep.
Folded a lot of laundry.
Yep.
Watched One Piece as I do. Folding laundry.
That's your thing, eh? You fold laundry?
Watch One Piece.
Yeah.
But I found some time today.
Do you also do you like wash and dry the laundry?
Okay. In my house, the
laundry
laundry is
guy.
my chore, yeah.
Okay.
But I found some time today, and I didn't have to do laundry.
Yep.
And I thought, there's a movie I haven't seen in a while, a golf movie. It's really funny and kind of in the theme of our tournament. And
divisive.
I watched some Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's divisive.
You think so?
Listen, I'm not saying I don't like it, but Adam Sandler is divisive. You either love Adam Sandler and think he's hilarious, or there are many people like Brienne. Brienne can't stand him. My mom can't stand him.
Even in those classic
Big
like
Daddy,
Mr.
Mr. Deeds, all of that stuff. I even asked my mom, this is how far it goes, because we had this discussion like last week, and she says, I don't like Adam Sandler. And I was like, okay, well, but like, what about 50 First Dates? And she's like, it's okay.
Really?
Yeah, she just really doesn't like... And
has she seen any of his dramatic work? Like Uncut Gems?
I don't know. Uncut Gems or...
he should have won an Emmy for Uncut
Waterboy.
Gems.
Was Waterboy... It's still kind of comedy, but
Waterboy was right around the same time as Happy Gilmore, and it was kind of that really goofy stuff.
Spanglish was one he did that I think is one of his dramatic ones. But yeah, no, and here's the thing, and I was listening the other day to and I just again, I don't know, coincidentally, I don't know why this is the Adam Sandler thing week right now. But I was doing some work, and in the background just had YouTube kind of playing whatever it wanted to play next. And there was an Adam Sandler, Joe Rogan podcast.
Like Adam Sandler was on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah. And even he fully acknowledges I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's a goofy...
He knows what he thinks is funny and he makes it. He doesn't, and people will either love it or hate it, and he doesn't care.
Well, and you know what he was saying? A lot of, he was talking about a little bit how he sort of, not necessarily got shoehorned into a cliche, but he, when looking at films like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, all of those things, he says, when I was starting out and making those films, he says, what was really big at the time in the 90s, you look at the actors that were doing the comedy thing and doing it big and doing it well, and you have people like Jim Carrey, people like Mike Myers, and he says, and they were doing, between like Austin Powers and Ace Ventura and stuff, they were doing these really kind of goofy, over the top comedies. And he says, they're, whether they're always the funniest movies or not, he says they're really fun sets to be on. He says they're just fun to make.
Well, I mean, especially when you're bankrolling most of it and in charge of hiring most of the people, and you're like, hey, you're all my buddies. Want to be in my film?
Yeah.
Because that's his MO.
Because it's David Spade, Rob Schneider. They were both on SNL when he was on SNL. Yeah. So they're just his old SNL buddies.
I think he's great.
Yeah.
He's
got some major flops.
I like most of his stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like all of his stuff, but I like most of his stuff.
I can list 4 in the last 10 years. I can list 4 really bad Adam Sandler films. Like really bad.
Is one of them the Hubie Halloween?
That one's garbage.
It is garbage. There's a theory that floats around that he made that film because people snubbed him about on the Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Because Uncut Gems is phenomenal.
So Hubie Halloween is garbage.
Have you seen Uncut Gems?
Yes.
Okay.
Hubie Halloween is garbage.
Yeah.
That's My Boy is garbage.
My boy,
where he's like a washed up rock star dad. And his son's getting that's garbage.
Yeah, with what's his name? Other SNL guy.
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg, yeah.
Jack and Jill is garbage. Where he plays himself and his twin sister.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I haven't seen that.
That's
one.
Garbage.
No.
And what's the other one? Don't Mess with the Zohan, which I guess is maybe older than 10 years now, but that was not good.
That one has moments. It's not his best work, but it has moments in my mind.
I like his comedies when I'm not, to be honest, like I don't dislike Happy Gilmore. I don't dislike Billy Madison. Both of those are a little too Adam Sandler for me. I do like Mr. Deeds. I do like, I really like Big Daddy. I think that's ones where he's really got like a heartwarming, he's playing a little more likable, grounded character.
Right.
Stuff like that. Obviously 50 First Dates.
Waterboy.
I thought Bedtime Stories was actually not bad. The Cobbler or whatever that was kind of a miss.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that
it didn't
one was
work
good
for me.
I thought that one was good.
Yeah. And then 8 Crazy Nights is great.
Yeah.
It's just like an iconic, but it's an animated one. So,
yeah.
Yep. Cool.
But anyway, I watched Happy Gilmore and it was great. Had a few laugh out louds.
Yeah.
So I grew up on Jim Carrey and SNL.
Yeah.
And it was, so he's.
Well, Jim Carrey was never on SNL.
Not Jim Carrey.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I did grow up on Jim Carrey on In Living Color, though.
In Living Color,
Man, Fire Marshal Bill. So
Let me tell you something.
What would happen if I took this match and put it in the gasoline?
You're screaming into the microphone right now. Yeah.
Anyway,
cool.
Yeah. What did you watch?
I think just More House, and I think just like one episode. So the missus has been working nights.
Mm-hmm.
And we're recording on a different night than we normally record.
Well, that's just because we have other plans.
Yeah. So it's been 5 days instead of 7 days. And in that time, I think she's worked 3 or 4 nights. And then, so it's like we really haven't seen each other. Well, I do. I don't watch a ton of movies without her. Usually when she's not around, it's just myself. I'm like, I just watch YouTube because I'm like, that'd be fun to watch with her. Or, I think she'd like this, or, whatever it is. But no, I was doing some fun gaming. I was doing.
That's cool.
I played a game, a free trial of a game with Brienne's brother called Ales and Tales. It's a tavern simulator. So you you have to go out and kill your boars, and zombies will come at night, and like weird
Okay.
stuff like that.
Like
Buy barley.
fantasy.
Yeah,
thing.
but customers come in and they order, and you got to make sure, like, oh shoot, we got to go buy more barley because
Like
we're out of
warriors
ale
and wizards and barbarians.
and so stuff like that, and that was fun. Except it was the full game is $20, but there was like a free to play trial thing.
That's cool.
Which
was
we
it like
read online.
More of an indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We read online and it was
indie
like,
games are where it's at right now.
the free to play thing will last like 4 hours. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's play like 4 hours of it. And if we're into it, it was like 45 minutes in and it's like, you've reached the limit.
There was
and
an
so we're
indie
like,
game,
oh, that sucks.
I think it was on Xbox. It sounds very similar.
Oh, okay.
But instead of you owned a shop. And during the day, you'd run the shop, and at night, you'd go dungeon diving to find stuff to put in the shop.
So then that game only lasted like 45 minutes for us before we hit the limit. So then we downloaded and played a game called Supermarket Together.
Supermarket simulator?
It's a supermarket sim. And it's actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of like... It's kind of fun.
It's a simulator out there for everybody.
Yeah. It's like you stock the shelves and... buy new you buy coolers to put in and decide what you're gonna do. And
did you play the moving game yet on Xbox?
No,
moving out. It's not a simulator by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's more of a puzzle type game. But anyways, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed down below. Mm-hmm. We have a Patreon page where for less than a cup of coffee a month,
you could get cool stuff.
It's almost really like
a shout out to Daphne, who I hung out with on Sunday.
You hung out with Daphne on Sunday?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
How did... Do tell.
So...
And who recognized who? Obviously, she recognized you.
Well, we both recognized each other.
Oh, okay. You were like, oh, son of a gun.
I've met her before.
Right, yeah.
We gave her stuff at Christmas.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because
everyone's going to want something.
Well, you need to be a great Patreon supporter like Daphne.
The top tier, toppest of the tier.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah,
since for the whole time,
since the beginning. Yeah.
Well, so my wife's company had this company potluck picnic thing at the park on Sunday. He was like, "We want to go? Yeah. I don't want to cook supper. Let's go."
Yeah.
So we go, and Daphne's there, like running the potluck park picnic thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, "You work for the company?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so fun.
So it was a fun little shout.
A meet and greet. It was a Movie Men meet and greet.
Yeah.
That happened. Impromptu meet and greet.
Impromptu meet and greet.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "How do you know her?" I was like,
she's just number one podcast.
I gave her stuff at Christmas.
And she was like, what? That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we have merch.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Merch that if you're a top tier supporter, we could give you at Christmas.
If you're wanting to give, shut up. If you're wanting to give something to someone at Christmas, our merch page is a great option. Also listed down below.
I'm a large t-shirt, by the way, if you want to buy me something from there.
We got lots of other great things coming. There is a review coming up of Joker Folie et Deux.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to go watch it with your mom?
I don't know what the plan is.
Pretty interested.
I'm seeing it with I'm seeing it with Pete, I hope.
Pete,
that's sort of the plan. Yeah, I don't know what the plan is. So you're going to see that. There is whatever Carl's making me watch next week. I don't know what it is.
Well, I will say that
you got your wires crossed this week.
Yeah, I did. I thought I was picking, so I brought a DVD, and then you were like, "I'm picking." I was like,
"Oh
yeah, I'm gonna put this back in the car."
Goodfellas last week.
I do plan
or not Goodfellas.
On like
Usual Suspects.
Yeah, looking at the list, I have some like
I need to add some stuff.
I have some things on there that are like these are fun, but they're not going to score great for him, and they probably might not score super well for me. I'm just gonna like because we've been really tracking the score,
like Rambo 3.
We've been really tracking the score and like being kind of competitive about it.
Yeah.
I feel like just throwing it under the bus.
Oh, like you're just going to start gaming it?
No, like gaming it in a bad way. Like
I see.
The score. We get one.
No, we don't. I want you to know genuinely, that every time you do that, it adds about 20 minutes of editing for
This
me.
one's right at the end.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. It's not finding it that's difficult.
It's making a beep.
What a moron. What an absolute moron. The one little word that you love to say on this podcast, I am going to make it my personal mission to teach it to all of your children and make sure that they know just how cool it is to say it. And I'll be like, Daddy says it all the time.
You're going to teach them.
Yeah, I'm going to teach them. Which I'm also now going to have to bleep out just so that the joke works. So we have those things coming up. And then there is a decision that was made earlier today that includes Carl, that Carl doesn't know about yet.
Oh, good.
So we have our Halloween votes coming up. And I was saying, well, the joke was, I said to Pete, I said, if I can see the way, because the way mine and his votes work, right, is he chooses two options and I choose two options, and then we mash them together and there's the vote. The vote goes out, right, with 4 options. And I said, for the Halloween vote, I said, you know what's going to happen, right? I said, Pete's going to choose like Ernest Scared Stupid and Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. And I'm going to choose 2 like
scary things.
Clutch Your Crucifix, like the hardest horror that I can possibly surmise.
Sure.
And I said to him, when that happens, Pete, you gotta come over and watch it in person. Like, there's gotta be like
right.
We'll do all or whatever. And he says, I feel like I can only do that if Carl comes and we make it like a
sissy,
a 3-man kind of thing. And I assume that it's because he needs an upper thigh to grasp when things get scary. And so, anyways, I
does this mean I get to throw 2 votes in?
Sure. So, anyways, I agreed on your behalf.
If I get to throw 2 votes in, I'm in.
Okay.
We'll swing it in our favor, Pete.
What 2 Halloween films are you gonna?
I don't know. I'll find something fun and goofy that
Casper.
Give us 4 to 2 options.
Uh-huh.